Ricardo. The series tells a story of Maria, a Madrid girl on her 30s without much to offer, hooked on drugs while experiencing toxic and sexual relationships, that hates her body while using it to achieve ephemeral challenges. This comedy and drama series of 6 episodes, we have not seen it yet, so we cannot comment on it. We have read several reviews about this production and all have been very positive, so it seems to be a good option to watch. Daphne and the Rest. Daphne is a woman who has a boring job from which she's fired from. She has just been left by her boyfriend, and to top it all off, she discovers that she's in love with her best friend. Her friends are also trapped in lives that were not the ones they dreamed of. This 8 episodes comedy and drama series has an original story in its own way, as the lead actress is transgender, which makes the production something different to watch and appreciate. The story itself could be said to be similar to other productions that deal with the same theme, a group of friends unhappy with their lives, but because they focus on Daphne, portrayed by trans actress Abril Zamora, makes it not only interesting but dramatic and emotional, seen from the point of view of the protagonist and her experiences. The performances of the entire cast are good, and Abril Zamora is convincing in her role, making it realistic and not exaggerated. The comedy moments are good at making the series fun and entertaining. There are somewhat shocking parts that could be offensive to the viewer's sensibilities, so take that into account. We like this series enough to finish watching it, so we give it 3 stars out of 5. El Corazón del Imperio. In this fictional documentary, the Mark Anthonys, Julius Caesars, or Caesar Augustuses give way to empresses, slaves, Vestal virgins, and gladiators. Women who were not satisfied with giving birth to emperors, but decided who occupied each position. This historical drama documentary series of 6 episodes looks interesting, but we have not seen it yet, so we cannot give you our opinion on it. We have read several reviews about it, mostly positive, and we have decided to watch it soon. The consensus of most critics is that it's a good series to watch. Express. It follows the story of a criminal psychologist, Barbara, and her family, after becoming the victim of an express kidnapping, a terrifying form of extortion that is spreading around the world and, in most cases, ends with a violent murder. This 8 episodes crime and drama series is, in its own way, interesting but somewhat unbalanced by the fact that it contains subplots that take away fluidity to the story. Sometimes these subplots are more of a filler to unnecessarily lengthen the episodes, therefore the series. Still, the story usually keeps you entertained enough to keep watching it. The production elements are usually decent, as are the performances of the entire cast, highlighting the performance of Maggie Sivantos in the role of Barbara that truly stands out in the production. This series, in our opinion, is good to watch, but far from being spectacular, so we give it 3 stars out of 5. Feria, the Darkest Light. 2 sisters face a new reality and the supernatural when it's revealed that their parents participated in a ritual with a fateful outcome. This 8 episodes sci-fi and fantasy series has a story that's not only original but interesting and intriguing, with a healthy dose of suspense that keeps your attention and hooked to each episode. Production elements such as cinematography, set designs, special effects, among others, are all good. The performances of the entire cast are also good and believable, especially that of Carla Campra, who plays Sofia. For being an entertaining series and worth watching, we give it 3 stars out of 5. Historias para no dormir. 4 independent horror stories that pay tribute to the classic format of Narciso Ibáñez Serrador, starring important names in Spanish cinema. These 4 episodes drama, horror, and mystery series we haven't seen yet, so we can't give you our opinion on it. The 4 different stories are The Double, The Asphalt, The Joke, and Freddy. Usually the reviews are positive, so it seems to be a good option to watch. Los Protegidos, El Regreso. It's been 8 years since the Castillo-Rey family had a happy ending. However, the passage of time, fate, and an unknown event have separated them. Now, a serious threat looms over them. This science fiction and fantasy production, based on the original 2010 series that lasted 3 seasons, is composed of 4 episodes. We haven't seen it yet, so we can't give you our opinion of it. Mentiras. A literature professor accuses a renowned surgeon of raping her during a date, but he flatly denies everything she says about that encounter. This 6 episodes mystery and drama series, originally released in 2020 and re-released in 2021 on Netflix, has an interesting story, although with a theme already explored in countless similar productions. We have seen only some of the episodes, and we found it entertaining enough to watch with good performances from the entire cast, so we give it 3 stars out of 5. Señor, dame paciencia. Gregorio, an ultra-conservative, reactionary, and prejudiced family man, must deal every day with his children and do whatever it takes to keep his family together without the help of his wife. This 13 episodes comedy series, based on the 2017 film of the same name, seemed funny and comical in some parts and somewhat weak and dull in others. We have not seen the film on which this series is based on, so we don't know if there are elements of the original story that we should take into account to better appreciate this production. The performances of most of the cast are decent, but some are not. To us, in terms of the story, how it unfolds, and the humor presented, this series is average, so we give it 2 stars out of 5. Watch it if you have nothing better to do. Sequía. In an old house, the human remains belonging to 2 men are found. Police Inspector Daniela Yanes takes over the case. The victims, with bullet holes, show that it's a crime that has remained hidden for many years. This 8 episodes suspense, mystery, and crime series is a Spanish and Portuguese co-production with an interesting story that, from the very beginning, keeps you intrigued and hooked to it, and we have decided to continue watching it. The production elements, such as cinematography, set designs, among others, are decent, and the performances of the entire cast are good. We have seen the first 2 episodes, and the series itself is entertaining to watch, so we give it 3 stars out of 5. Todos mienten. The peaceful life of the residents of the coastal urbanization of Belmonte changes radically the day a sexual video of Macarena, a teacher at the school, and Ivan, one of her adult students, appears on social networks. Things in the village get even more complicated when the lifeless body of one of the inhabitants of Belmonte appears on a cliff. This 6 episodes drama miniseries has an original story with a good dose of dark humor and complicated situations full of drama, and emotional in its own way. We have not seen all the episodes yet, but taking into account what we have seen so far, it's a production with good production elements and decent performances, with a story interesting and intriguing enough to finish watching it. But it's not spectacular, so we give it 3 stars out of 5 and not 4.